The specialty of this cube tutorial is that since it doesn't use complex algorithms, it is easier to learn. Okay, before you start learning to solve the cube, there are few things which you must know about it. There are three types of pieces. One type is centers: red, blue, white, green, yellow and orange. Another type is edges, which have only two colors. Centers have one, edges are two, and the third type is corners. Corners have three colors, as you can see here. They are white, blue and orange. One thing which is very common through all centers is that blue, they have particular locations. Blue is always opposite to green, orange is always opposite to red, and yellow is always opposite to white. So when all the pieces are solved, the faces are opposite to each other. No matter how many times you shuffle the cube, the centers will always remain in their relative positions. Blue is still opposite to green, red is still opposite to orange, and white is still opposite to yellow. The first step of solving the cube is the plus. According to cube terms, a plus is just not a plus. A plus means it relates to all the other colors connecting to white. So I choose the white plus. The cubical definition of a white plus, it should be like this. The four sides: white, white, orange, orange, white, white, green, green, white, white, red, red, white, white, blue, blue. So now how do we get this piece here, this piece here? Actually, it looks like you have to solve two pieces here. One piece white and one piece blue. But technically it's just one edge piece. As I already told you, edges have two colors. So totally you need to just solve four edges. So now I'll tell you how to reach that plus. One thing essential which you need to know how to get the plus is this is blue, since it's denoted by the blue center. Turning blue means either turning it this clockwise or counterclockwise. Turning red is clockwise or counterclockwise, depending on the situation. Green is the same thing. So one thing which you need for a plus is a connection. A connection occurs when it's blue, blue, white, or red, red, white, or green, green, white, or orange, orange, white. So blue has a connection. Whenever there is a connection, as you can see here, you can turn blue to make this edge piece come here. So since this needs to come here, we turn it like this and it appears. Now red. Does red have a connection? Yes. So we can turn red twice to make the red part of the plus over. So out of the four sections of the plus, two sections are over. Now let's choose orange. Orange has a connection. Orange, orange, white. So we turn this and that fixes that. Now green has a connection. Green, green, white. So we can just turn that. So that is the simplest situation which you can get in a plus. There are more complex situations. Okay, I take back my words. That was not the easiest situation. There are few easier situations than that, because this is an example, because three of the parts of the plus are already automatically solved. Okay, now the final part is the green and white edge. Where is the green and white edge? Here, yeah, I found it. Okay, so one essential thing is that white should face down. I'll tell you the reasons why in the next parts of the plus. So since red is facing down, green is here and the green center is here. So we have to make this part come all the way here. So we can just do that by just rotating yellow. Turn once, it's connected to orange. Turn twice and it gets connected to green. So now after you get a connection, you can just turn it to fix the plus. Another situation, I'll do that same shuffle for orange. So now the orange and white edge is here. White is facing down. So now we go to orange and we search for the orange center, which is here. So now we turn once, it's connected to blue. Turn twice and it gets connected to orange. Whenever there is a connection, you can always turn the color, in this case it's orange, to match and make the plus. To match it white and make the plus. So now we got the plus. So two situations of the plus are covered. One is when there is a connection like this, or like this, or like this. And another is when the edge piece is not connected at all and white is facing down. So for that situation, we have to do two steps. Connect it and then fix the connection. If there is already a connection, we just need to fix it. Now we venture into more difficult parts. Now three parts of the plus are completed. Now we have to just search for the last part, which is the red and white edge. It's not on the bottom layer, so white isn't facing down. It's over here. Now it's on the second layer and we have no idea how to solve it. Wait, I have an idea. So when it's on the second layer, it's a bit lengthy process, but it's not too lengthy. When this is the property of red, because all the red pieces are supposed to be here, and anything attached to this is in the property of red. Everything I'm shaking now is in the property of red, and this in the property of green. So this red and white edge is in the property of red and green. So as you know, turning red is like this and turning green is like this. So now we have to turn them, one of them, so that the edge comes to the bottom layer here or here and white faces down. Let's try with red first. So we shouldn't turn it up here because we want the edge to come onto the bottom layer. The bottom layer is like a scrapbook in the beginning phase. So let's try red. We turn it, the edge is on the bottom layer, but white isn't facing down. Red is facing down. The proportion is you should hold white at the top, then you can see everything clearly. So now we move it back how it was, which is this. Now let's try it green. We shouldn't turn it here because then we wanted it to come to the bottom layer. So we turn this and now it's on the bottom layer. Is white facing down? Luckily yes. So now you know how to make a connection. We turn it, the edge is here and the center is here. So we turn it here and we make a connection. Red, red, white. But you notice this connection. Green, green, white. If we fix this connection like this, the green connection is spoiled. So let's undo that. So now let's fix the green connection first. We fixed it. Now the red connection is still intact. So we fix this. So we finally did the impossible task. Well, that is only temporarily impossible. Now we have a different situation, which is a very similar situation. Last time that edge was stuck here in the property of red and green. Now the same edge is stuck in the property of blue and red. So now we have to turn one of them such that white faces down. So let's try red. White is at the top as always. Is white facing down? Nope. Red is facing down. So we turn it back how it was. Now we have no other option except blue. So we turn blue and finally we got white facing down. Well, anyways, there's no other option. So now we make a connection. We made the connection, but don't fix red, otherwise the blue connection will be spoiled. So first we fix blue, then we fix red. Now where is the red and white edge? It keeps on disappearing and appearing in so many different places. It's not here, it's not here, it's not here. First let's scan the bottom layer because that is the easiest. Is it here? Nope. 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 Now the middle layer. Nope. 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 Is it? Is it? Yes! Yeah. So now it's in the property of green and orange. Orange looks like red, but they have distinct differences. So it's in the property of green and orange. We turn orange, let's check. Nope, red is facing down. We turn it back. Now we turn green. Now white is facing down. So first we make a connection to red, which is here. Then we fix green first. Then we fix the red. Now the number of situations is going so far I can't count. Or is it 5? Yeah, mostly it's 5. So now we are in a situation where the blue and white piece, which should come here, it's on the bottom layer, but white is not facing down. In this lesson, I'll explain why white should be facing down. Since it's not facing down, there is no connection. It's impossible to make a connection. Wherever it is, it's here, okay, it's blue and white, we move it to blue, but there's still no connection. If we try to fix it, it'll just stay in a flipped page. So what we do in this situation, no matter where it is, what color it is, if it's green, we do the same thing to green, but since it's blue now, we do it to blue. So we take it to the correct color, which is blue. We take it there. Now we have to give it to the neighbor. The neighbors of blue are orange and red. White and yellow are not considered neighbors. So give it to any neighbor of your choice. I choose orange. I give it orange. Now we have to turn orange such that a connection is formed. So for a connection to be formed, this piece should come either here, here, here or here. It can't come here since white was not facing down. If it comes here, we finished. And if it comes here, it can't because the orange cannot reach until here. So the only possible option is coming here. So we turn orange. Now we check, are any connections going to be broken if we fix the blue? Orange won't be broken, if you can check later. So we have a blue connection, white. We turn it up and make a connection, fill that part of the plus. Then the orange connection still remains. So we just fix that. So now let's take another example of the same situation. So now 3 parts of the plus over. Let's check whether they're in the correct places or not. Green is in the correct place, orange is in the correct place, and blue is in the correct place. The only missing piece is red, which always goes missing. Well, all the colors equally go missing, but who cares? So now we search for the red and white edge. It's not on the, it is on the bottom layer. So this is orange, so it's not at the correct place, so you have to move it all the way to red. Now we have to give it to a neighbor. You can shorten some steps after you get some practice. So I choose, instead of giving it to blue, I'll give it to green. So last time I gave it to the neighbor on the right side, this time I'll give it to the neighbor on the left side. So that you can choose which one is easier for you. So we get to the neighbor. Now we have to turn the neighbor such that it makes a connection. We already tried this. This won't work since this can't reach. And this is what we want at the end. So we have to turn it away from this. Then the neighbor is unhappy at the extra present. So the neighbor goes away and we form a connection. After we form a connection, we check if we are breaking any connections. But there are no important connections. Then we can fix red. Then we have to fix green back. We have to remember to fix green back. Otherwise, we will be searching for the green and white edge. So now the final difficult situation. I said final difficult, not the final situation. So the final difficult situation is when it just flipped. It looks so easy. The people who don't know how to solve a cube would just prefer to just take it out and put it back. But that's daft cheating. So now in this situation, we just have to turn it a slight bit. Then we can just shock our memory back. I'll show you. So we give it to a neighbor. We give it to the neighbor from the ceiling. We drop it on the neighbor instead of just passing it. So choose blue or green. Any is fine. I choose green. So we turn red so that the neighbor receives the present. So that's it for that pattern. Now we go back to one of the previous patterns where it was in the second layer. Remember, it was in the property of red and green, and we turn one of them for white to face down and all that. Yeah, so by now it should be like a lot more familiar watching this video. So I instead of doing trial and error, I just turn green down, white faces down since white is at the top. So now we make a connection. Now first check, when you fix this, are you going to spoil any? Yes, you'll be spoiling the green connection. So we fix green, then we fix red. Is the plus solved? Is it? Let's check. This is white, white, orange, orange. Yeah. This white, white, red, red. This is white, white. No, it's green, blue. And this is white, white, blue, green. So now the plus is not fully solved. So remember I told you that the previous one was the last difficult shuffle? Well, this is the last possible shuffle, except it's twisted. So one thing which helps in solving the shuffle is the fact that we use the bottom row as a scrapbook. We just trash it and toy with it as much as we want. It doesn't affect us. So what we do, we bring this all the way to the scrapbook. Okay, white is facing down. So now we give that to blue and we fix it. We make a connection. As we fix it, you will notice, I'll undo that. You will notice that this green and white edge is slowly coming to the scrapbook. Then you fix that to green and then you fix that again. Now I'll give a little bit different shuffle. You can see it. So now if we can do it, okay, green is here, green is here. If we turn it, this blue is already fixed but none of the others are correct. So red, if we turn it and fix red, the blue will be destroyed. If we fix green, for instance, all the other orange is fixed, but the other colors will get destroyed. So now we need to, so these two are correct. Now we need to turn this all the way down. See, it's just a different orientation of the previous one. Then we pass it to blue to make a connection. Then we turn this all the way up as red and white edge comes all the way down. Then we pass it to red and make a connection. And we turn it all the way up. And remember, when we solve the plus, all the corners are just unnecessary bonuses. We don't really care about the corners and how they affect us, because during the plus we are just focused on edges. So this unnecessary corner has no use for us. So I am back to trouble with you with a new shuffle. So we just need to do the plus. So as I told you, we should start by holding the white center at the top. Then we notice the other pieces. If any piece is on the bottom layer, piece is an edge piece which contains white. If any part of the plus is on the bottom layer, that will be helpful since it will be easier. So let's search. This doesn't have white. This has white and we luckily already have a connection. So as you know, white is here. We need to turn this to make a connection and fix it. Now we go for the next color, which is green. So now I told you, when it's in green, we have to give it to neighbor. I choose to give it to red. Then we have to turn the neighbor. Turning red means turning it clockwise or anti-clockwise. So we have to turn the neighbor such that the edge piece makes a connection with its corresponding color. So in this case, we have to turn it away from green since the neighbor doesn't like the neighbor. And then we got a connection. We fix this connection, but you should remember to fix this connection back. Now the next piece. Any on the bottom layer? Nope. We search the second layer. Nope, 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 nope. Oh, so now we are into the top layer. This piece is on the top layer. So as I told you, we pass it to a neighbor orange or red. I choose to pass it to red by turning blue. Then it's in the property of blue and red, this edge piece. So we turn one of them so that white faces down. When we turn blue, white doesn't face down, since blue faces down. So we turn it back how it was, and then we turn red. Now we notice that luckily white is facing down. So then we make a connection, but then we check if we are breaking any connections if we fix this. Look, notice here, when we fix it, the red connection gets loose. So first try to treat this red and treat this. It's like treating a patient with a more bigger disease first than a less minority disease. So now the final edge piece to complete the plus is lying over here, orange and white. So it's the same scenario as the blue and white piece. We give to neighbor. Last time I gave to the left side neighbor. This time I'll give to the right side neighbor. Now we turn the neighbors as it's in the property of green and orange. We turn one of them so that white faces down. Let's check with green. Is white facing down? Yes! We got a jackpot. Now white is facing down, so we make a connection. But first we check if are we destroying any connections if we face this connection. Let's see. The green connection is being destroyed. Stupid green. So we have to fix green first. So 3 parts and the final connection. We turn orange so that orange is fixed.